What if the biggest thing holding you back is not your boss, not your company, not your education, not the economy, not AI, not even the opportunities you haven't received? What if the biggest thing holding you back is that you are still waiting for somebody to give you permission to become the person God has already called you to be? Some people are waiting for the promotion before they start leading. They're waiting for somebody to recognize them before they start developing themselves. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect connection, the perfect amount of money, the perfect moment. But sometimes God doesn't give you the position first. He develops the person first. The Bible says in Proverbs 22:29, "Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings." Notice the order. First comes diligence, then comes recognition. First comes preparation, then comes opportunity. Today, I want to talk about why you need to stop waiting for permission and start preparing for purpose. Part 1. Your title does not make you a leader. One of the biggest mistakes people make professionally is believing leadership begins when somebody gives them a leadership position. No, a position gives you authority. Character gives you influence. I've seen people with impressive titles who couldn't lead a team. And I've seen people without management titles become the person everyone turns to when something goes wrong. Why? Because leadership begins with responsibility. When a problem occurs, do you complain about it or help solve it? When your team is under pressure, do you disappear or become dependable? When nobody is watching, do you maintain the same standard? That's leadership. David understood this. Before David became King David, where was he? In a field, taking care of sheep. No palace, no crown, no audience. But when a lion came, David fought. When a bear came, David fought. Those moments looked insignificant, but God was developing something in David privately that would later become necessary publicly. The field was preparing him for Goliath, and Goliath was preparing him for the palace. Don't despise your field because you haven't reached your palace. Part 2. Comfort can become the enemy of calling. 2 Timothy 1:7 tells us, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Sometimes we call something being comfortable when underneath it is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of starting over, fear of learning something new, fear of looking inexperienced, fear of looking inexperienced, fear of looking warped, fear of what people will say. And today there's another fear of technology and AI. Some professionals look at AI and say, what if this replaces my job? But I want you to consider another question. What happens if the person next to you learns how to use AI to become twice as productive while you refuse to adapt? Technology is changing. Engineering is changing. Operations are changing. Leadership is changing. The workplace is changing. You don't need to panic, but you do need to prepare. Faith is not an excuse to stop learning. Faith should give you the courage to keep learning.
Part 3. Prepare before the opportunity arrives. Think about Joseph. Joseph received a dream long before he received the position. And between the dream and the palace came the pit. Slavery, false accusations, prison, waiting. But Joseph continued developing. He continued serving. He continued using his gifts. And when Pharaoh finally needed someone capable of managing a national crisis, Joseph was ready. The opportunity appeared suddenly, but the preparation didn't. That's important. Opportunities can happen overnight. Preparation cannot. You cannot wait until someone offers you an executive position to start learning leadership. You cannot wait until the interview to learn the industry. You cannot wait until AI affects your profession before learning how it works. You cannot wait until someone puts you in charge of a multi-million-dollar operation before developing discipline and judgment. Prepare now. Part 4. Excellence when nobody is watching. Operational excellence isn't just a corporate phrase. It's a mindset. It means asking, how can this process improve? Where is the risk? What keeps failing? What can we standardize? What can we automate? How can we make the team better? How can we prevent tomorrow's problem instead of constantly fighting today's emergency? The same principle applies to your life. Don't live your life in reactive maintenance. Build systems. Develop habits. Study. Read. Pray. Learn technology. Strengthen your communication. Improve your leadership. Take care of your responsibilities. Become dependable. Luke 16:10 teaches, he that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Everybody wants much. But how are you handling little? Part 5. Stop chasing recognition. This is where many talented people get discouraged. I've been working hard and nobody notices me. Keep developing. My boss doesn't recognize what I do. Keep developing. Someone else got promoted. Keep developing. Because your development belongs to you. If one company doesn't recognize your value, the skills, character, experience, and knowledge you develop don't disappear. Take ownership of your growth. Don't allow another person's recognition to determine your standard of excellence. So if you've been waiting for permission, hear this. Stop waiting. Start preparing. Start learning. Start leading. Start building. Start praying. Start developing. You may not have the title yet. You may not have the platform yet. You may not have the business yet. You may not have the opportunity yet. But you can become ready. Because when preparation meets opportunity, your life can change quickly. Don't wait for the crown to develop the character required to kill. If this message spoke to you, come, I'll prepare you now. Subscribe and follow because we're building leaders who combine faith, wisdom, technology, leadership, engineering, and what you got.